We shot Survival right here.
Survival
of the Fittest was right here.
Back me and get rock steady. By the Mac 1 double, I touch you.
That's crazy.
I have no fear in losing my life. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to assassinate me? You want to assassinate my character? You want to do whatever you want to do it.
What really happened to Prodigy from Mobb Deep? He battled sickle cell anemia his entire life, but it was a freak accident in a hospital that ultimately ended everything. The internet has many theories behind what really happened. His official cause of death is due to choking on an egg. However, some people believe there was much more to it, and you're about to see why.
I dare you. You know what I'm saying? My army is strong in the street. Like right now, I'm snitching on the government. I'm snitching on the Illuminati. I'm snitching on the military. I'm snitching on the fucking religion. I'm snitching on some real. I'm on my how I should have been back in the early 90s, but it's never too late. Hey yo, we need to get together and go at the government, son, the military, all these that's corrupting our minds, our brains, the Food and Drug Administration, Hollywood, you name it, healthcare, everything. Everything is connected. It's all crooked. They got this whole world. They got our minds. Don't believe me? Go out there and research the facts yourself, and you'll see what I'm saying. It's nothing but righteous. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time to be spreading lies. I ain't got time for lies. I'm building an army, nigga. I got an army in the street. You want to join my army? Everybody's welcome. I don't give a fuck what color you are, what culture you from, what religion you believe in. It ain't about that. It's all about you a positive and negative person, son. You know what I'm saying?
Before we get to the most revealing interview Prodigy ever made, let's flash back and take a trip down memory lane with Havoc and China Mac.
We was in high school, and I remember, you know, he wanted to cut out of school, like we always fucking do all the time. But he had this fucking bright idea. He said, yo, I'ma light the auditorium on fire. So I'm like, yeah, you wild. And I'm like, whatever. Yo, like an hour later, it was a fucking fire drill. Fire alarm went off. So I'm thinking it's just a regular fire drill. Get outside, yo, the whole auditorium is on fire with smoke.
He did it?
Yeah, that nigga did that shit, son. Yo, I was like, I couldn't say nothing to nobody, but in my mind, I was like, oh shit, that nigga really did that shit.
Right.
And when I seen him, he's like, yo, son, you saw that shit? I was like, yo, you fucking crazy. He lit the auditorium curtains on fire. We in England. We at
That's
the
your
UK.
First time in England?
It wasn't our first time there. Right. It wasn't our first time there. Alchemist was with us.
Okay.
We was in, believe it was Manchester. So we performing, and I think we supposed to perform for an hour, but we only performed for maybe like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, a little bit shorter than we usually do. And then some tall fucking dude was backstage, like, yo, say, like, fuck that, he want his money back. First thought the nigga was joking, so we just looking around like, hold on, who this nigga with? Like, you know what I'm saying? And he just like, I want my money back. Then he looking at Alchemist, like he want Alchemist jewelry. Like he like, yo, man, give me that chain or some crazy shit like that. And we just looking around like, where's the security at? Nobody gonna get this nigga out of here? Finally, the security was like, you know, trying to like escort him out. But Prodigy, he grabbed something. We was inside the building still at the show, and Prodigy grabbed some kind of metal shit and crumpled it up together, and it was nice and sharp. And when we walked out, the dude was still standing there like beefing, and P just hit that nigga in the face.
Pain. You've had a lot of pain in your life. Pain seems like maybe it's one of your life lessons this time. One of them, pain.
I look at pain as my friend. Pain is like somebody that's just gonna always be there. And, you know, we learn from each other.
One thing is clear. Prodigy put his heart on his sleeve and opened up in front of the world. He spoke from the depth of his soul in the clip you're about to hear. By the end of this clip, answer this question. Did he speak the truth? Was this a mental health issue? And even deeper, was he silenced?
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers.
I was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia, SS type. That's like the worst form. When I was 3 months old. Sickle cell is, for the people that don't know, you know, is a hereditary blood disorder where my blood cells don't carry enough oxygen, and when a blood cell doesn't carry enough oxygen, my blood cells change shape into a sickle shape. That's where the name comes from. And then they interlock with each other. And then it's like a domino effect. They all start interlocking, and wherever that happens at, that's where the pain happens, as excruciating pain. Like, it's to the point where I can't even move. They have to pick me up or put me in a wheelchair and carry me to the hospital. Like, I can't move my body, I can't move my legs or anything, because the pain is just incredible. I couldn't do any strenuous exercise, couldn't do any contact sports. You know, there's no cure for sickle cell. I don't know, I feel like it gave me a mental disorder a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was really traumatic, just going through all that pain as a kid, and then next thing you know, a week later, I'm back to normal. It made me not believe in, like, God. I ain't believe in God. Just, you know, having conversations with God, begging God to make the pain go away, and then the pain wouldn't go away. So I'm like, who the hell am I talking to? I'm not, God is not responding, so I don't believe in that. You know what I mean?
I'm just very uneasy right here. I'm really feeling what you're saying, and I think you're feeling what you're saying.
All right.
You know, here you are on Earth with this body that you sometimes have no power over.
I was just really pissed and angry, so I was just doing a lot of negative things when I was a kid, you know, and like guns and just drugs
And then here you are, all man, and you couldn't play sports. So you had to tough it up and rough it and let them know who you were on another way.
All right.
You had to let them know
you
you were bad. Bad MF, you bad.
Mm-hmm.
Power. What does that word do to you? Power, the loss of power.
The loss of power?
Having the diagnosis that you have, that's a loss of power, that you said it made you really angry at one time. You don't like to be powerless.
I never thought about that till you just said it. Like, that definitely triggers me to become self-destructive. Like, you know what I mean? I just get angry and like.
Oh, yeah. What's one episode that really triggered, you know, your destructive behavior when you had a loss of power? Any business deal, anything?
Yeah, it was the main one. I was doing this business deal with somebody, and they actually took some of the footage. It was like we were shooting something. I had spent a lot of money on this, and they had like hijacked the footage and was demanding more money from me. I was pissed. I threw the phone through the window and all that when I got off the phone to do it. And that night, when I laid down to go to sleep, you know, all the lights was off in my room, and I'm laying there, and I seen a black shadow walk across my room. And it looked like, the only thing I could describe what it looked like the Black Spider-Man.
Now, you went on any drugs?
Nah.
I just
6 years straight. I'm like,
I just want to deepen you into
super
this
healthy.
is your life. Okay.
Super healthy, clear-minded.
Okay.
I'm doing positive things.
Yes.
Like, I'm not. So I just laid there, and I put the sheet over my head, like a little kid, and just like forced myself to go to sleep. And I woke up the next morning. The pain woke me up. I haven't been sick in 6 years. And I was in so much pain, I had to be carried to the hospital. You know, I knew what happened automatically. I already knew what it was. I already knew what that black shadow was. It's a story that's told about this black shadows that attach themselves to people here on the earth. And they feed off of negativity. They feed off of anger. I said, oh, shit. Like, that shit is real. And it showed itself to me. I was allowed to see it. You know what I mean? And this was when I was about maybe 26 this happened. Maybe 27. From that point until age 33, when I got locked up. You know what I mean? I just been on like a downward spiral from that point, you know what I mean? And I was locked up for a reason, because I wasn't living right. Had nothing to do with a crime. It had to do with everything spiritual. That was like a slap from God, like, what are you doing?
I'm just hearing all this the incident that you talked about with your business deal activated emotional pain and mental pain that you could not overcome. You couldn't work your way through it, and then you got this physical pain.
Right.
What, trying to make yourself sick.
Right.
You know, quit making yourself sick.
Right.
Lift above it. So why did you go to prison?
I went to prison because I got caught with an illegal firearm in my car. It was an illegal search, too. I got stopped for a traffic stop, and they searched my car illegally. The case would have got thrown out, but the detectives actually came to court in the trial and lied. Said when they walked up on the car, they saw the gun in my hand. Now, what person in their right mind would have a gun in their hand when police just pulled you over and they're walking up to your car and they're about to ask you for your license and registration? I'm gonna sit there with a gun in my hand.
They didn't shoot you. That's very nice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I shouldn't have had an illegal firearm in the car, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to blame it on the police, but they lied. During my trial, we had gotten in contact with this guy who actually started the Hip Hop Task Force. The Hip Hop Task Force was like a myth. You know, it was a myth until my case.
So the Hip Hop Task Force would...
The Hip Hop Task Force was created to watch Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy, to watch the artists that was connected with P. Diddy. And then it just grew. What they were doing was profiling black people that were making money in the music industry, even if they wasn't committing any crimes. A lot of times people say, you're a conspiracy theorist, you watch too many movies or something like that, you know? But a lot of stuff I was learning was very real, you know? And we're supposed to be out here like you know, everything is fine, life goes on, but you know, that's some shit that needs to stop.
Yeah.
That was when I first realized what was happening out here in this world and the genocide that they were putting on our people, like just speaking for our people right now, covertly. That made me cry.
Be free for a second and in an undaunted manner, just talk about something that you really see and experience in this governmental system, in this world at large that really causes you pain.
Probably like what they're doing to the kids with the immunization shots. They have major programs, immunization programs, where they're poisoning us, you know? They're infecting us with stuff on purpose, and it's called population control. I've had messages in time where things happen, and I didn't get it until years later, and it was put there as a message in time so I can connect the dot later.
How did it come to you?
Just like weird stories, man. Like,
They won't be weird to me.
People would come looking for me, you know, walk around the projects. I need to find Prodigy. I need to talk to Prodigy. I got a message for him. And at the time, I was like, what? And my friends would tell me, yeah, somebody was walking around the whole hood looking for you. White dude, looked like Jesus Christ. I'm like, what is y'all talking about? And he had knocked on Havoc's door. My partner, Havoc's brother was there. Opened the door for him, pulled a gun out on him. Like, what you looking for P for? What's up? He's like, oh, no, I have a message for him.
Could you share that message in terms of, did you get your purpose?
It was just, you know, to let me know that what I'm doing is right with the music and who I am, you know what I mean? I've been here before. This ain't my first time living on this planet. They've said I've been here many thousands of years. And they're gonna heal me. And I was healed. You know what I mean? But it wasn't nobody healing me. They just give me the tools to be healed and let me know you're doing the right thing. And if you keep doing that, you're not gonna get sick anymore. And you're gonna be able to do your job, which is your purpose here on this earth. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that that kind of trips me out because I'm not even that type of person to believe in stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, what is you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
What I'm sensing and experiencing is that, you know, throughout life with all of this consciousness you have to defend against what you know, what you see, what you hear. What does it feel like to hear that? What does that do to you?
I feel that that's true.
Yeah.
I started asking God, you know, once I started coming to the realization that there is a God, like, am I supposed to believe this? I'm supposed to believe this when I'm learning and what I'm being told? If I'm supposed to believe this, man, show me something. Give me a sign, show me something. And I was shown many things.
I'm sure.
Give me a witness now. And then I was able to have a witness. You know what I'm saying? Which was the mother of my kids. She witnessed something incredible with me, you know what I mean? That happened. And what we saw scared the shit out of us. I was asking to see a UFO, basically. And it came over my house. Just started shining lights in our bedroom. You know what I mean? The whole neighborhood blacked out at first. And I looked out the window, looked down the block, and I seen all the power was out. First it was a white light. I thought it was a police helicopter looking for somebody outside. And then all these colored lights just started coming in the room, and it was dead quiet. And the lights was changing like many colors, like. And it was pretty significant, man. It was like undeniable. And it became because I was asking for it to come.
Get in the comments with your thoughts.